Hello, everybody. Working on trying to pull up the chat here. There we go. It's easier every time, and then they change something. As usual. Alright. So we got all kinds of good stuff here today. We got onions. We got green peppers. I should probably turn the sound off here. And actually, before my mother sends me a text message, I need to turn the sound off over here too. Alright. All the important stuff. Well, good day to you too, Sherry. So the first thing I'm going to cut is actually going to be my okra. This stuff, I'm going to put the okra and the green beans in first because they need to cook a little bit further. What's up, Lori? Somehow I still have sound. Please don't call me chef. I'm just some dude. Just happen to make tasty things to eat, and there goes a piece of okra on the floor. And if I had a dog, I'd probably eat that, but then again, I wouldn't be good. I'm doing all right today. I had a doctor's appointment today. Excuse me. I had to wait around at the pharmacy. You know, the usual. Good times, said nobody ever. Hello, Queen Dandelion. However, if you don't have okra where you live, you don't have to put okra. It just happens to be something that's kind of grown on me since I moved to the south. And I'm sure you can eat the tops and the bottoms, but I throw them away. It can be slimy. You just got to cook it. If I'm not mistaken, and perhaps somebody could correct me, I believe it is related to pickles. Because I've had pickled okra, and once it's pickled, you can't really tell the difference. I prefer it deep fried, to be honest with you, but I'm not breading and deep frying anything. As my doctor told me, I have high cholesterol today. Yeah, you know, when your doctor tells you you got high cholesterol, you probably don't want to deep fry things for dinner. Wish my kitchen was big enough to move this camera back a little bit, but once I get down here, I think you guys will be able to see me. Let's see. I'm gonna scoop my cutting board over a little bit. Bring that up. It's a bit of a delay. Put it on that. In case you're wondering, that's just white rice with Parmesan cheese. You cook it separately because the missus doesn't do. I don't want to say she doesn't. Next Gordon Ramsay, are you? Not a chance. A statin. I don't even know what a statin is, other than I got a piece of paper that says that my cholesterol is high. And I'm not 36 yet. I'm definitely not the next Gordon Ramsay. Big old nope. Nope. Oh shit, press the wrong button. Cut up my green beans. Just little chunks. Yeah, a young pup. Well, tell that to my cholesterol and my liver. I had quite a eventful 20s. Yeah, we're doing good over here. The missus just left work. She's going in about an hour, and that's about how long this is going to take. The pork chops are already cooked, so cut them last. Drugs for high cholesterol. No, I'm not. I'm just barely over the high cholesterol. I'm not to the point where I'm going to die or anything, but I need to start being more conscious about some of the stuff that I eat. But, you know. Anything exciting going on in anybody else's world today? Not a whole lot exciting going on here. I get to go back to work tomorrow. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, some of those channels have got drama, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those channels still didn't have anything better going on in their world than to talk about me, to be honest with you. To which I don't watch any of that anymore. Yeah, we haven't gone out because it's been raining. We have a, excuse me, a normal schedule that we go out, and it's been raining every time we have time, so we haven't gone out. We were going to go out, I don't know, maybe I can get the, yeah. Drama and foolishness. I'll bet you there's somebody playing bird dog here watching the video that's going to run back and say, oh my God, Nobody's Travels is talking shit about you. I ain't mentioning no names. Fuckers. If this far along in the game, if they're still talking about me, it's been almost 5 months. I got a bunch of stuff, but I feel like in an effort to keep it from being redundant, like at this point I want to say I have 3 packages and 10 greeting cards that are sitting on the table. I know it's childish bullshit, I got involved in it. I have 3 packages and like 10 cards sitting on the table where I generally unload the dumpster finds, but in an effort to not overwhelm the channel with literally nothing but videos of me opening packages, I'm going to wait till Saturday. After, I think I'm going to, if I get some time at Little Nobody on Saturday, I think we're going to go to the air show at the Air Force Base. And I'll come home after that and probably open everything that I have left. We shall see. Non-flesh niacin works very well for high cholesterol without all the horrific side effects. Yeah, but I've taken... Insurance company has provided me with my personal nurse. Alright. I've done the whole... I've had an energy drink with niacin in it at one point. That shit makes your ears burn and your face red, and I ain't even trying to go down that road. There's a air show at the Air Force Base here in Charleston this weekend that's free admission, it's free parking, and as agreed upon with my custodial visitation, I get to see my child for 4 hours on my birthday, so I think we're going to pick her up and go to the air show. And I'll bring a camera. It's really hard to film anything though at an air show unless you've got an amazing lens, so I don't know if I'll film anything. I mean, I've still just got cheap, shitty little cameras. I've been using my phone because my 20 megapixel Sony doesn't last a, with a full charge it won't last a round of hitting the cans without having to stop, unscrew it from the tripod, plug it in, sit in a parking lot for 45 minutes. You know, nothing like feeling like everything you're doing is completely staged when you're sitting around waiting on a battery to charge. I mean, at least with my phone it stays charged. In Kansas, just got my father, Blue Angels in the 60s, so it's in my blood. Love planes. Happy Tuesday, Rebecca. We'll see. What if, so you know what, I need to cut these in half. You cut the sides off and then you get like one seed, literally. if you're careful with it. I learned that from watching the Food Network. You'd be amazed at what you could learn watching the Food Network. It'd be a dream to be on that channel one day, but I don't think I'm filtered enough for that. Send you something for your birthday, but don't worry about it. I got so much stuff already. I'm overwhelmed with it. No worries, Queen Danny. I am just thankful to have subscribers and people who still watch my shenanigans instead of all the dramatic bullshit that's out there on the old interweb. Yeah, what are you going to be eating shortly? They're Navasi. DiGiorno. Thank you, Jamie. My freezer pizza's buried. It's underneath of a box of Farmer's Market, Sonny's Barbecues. Underneath of a Farmer's Market box of raviolis that the kid and I picked up this weekend. It may or may not get eaten this week. We'll see. Taco pie, huh? It is Tuesday. However, you know, tacos on Tuesday lead to wet farts on Wednesday, right? I may not actually cut this onion. Now, yeah, the birthday's the 28th. Everybody else just been early. You good? It's this coming Saturday. Papa Murphy's $10 pizza. Hey, man, I've been down that road. Better than Domino's. Except for you got to bring it home and heat your damn house up in the summertime. Yeah. Sent you something. Hopefully you get it. Well, I got a stack of cards out there. What's funny is that I got a card from somebody who lives in a town called Hoquiam, Washington. And yes, I am enunciating that right because I actually used to live in Hoquiam, Washington. I see it as the other side causing problems, but this is not the format to discuss this. Perhaps I missed something. But no, I got a card from somebody in Hoquiam, Washington, to which I used to live in Hoquiam, Washington. Actually, the carrots are going to go in with the green beans and the okra. Yeah, I must have missed something there. Yeah, it was interesting to, a whole other side of the world, a handful of contacts that I still have in Hoquiam, Washington. I sent them a message. They have no idea who it is, so we don't travel in the same circle of friends. So I moved to the other side of the country, and somehow randomly, somebody in a tiny little town with like 6,000 people, where I used to live, has found me on YouTube. I mean, I wonder if it wasn't somebody that I knew when I was there. Chicken, asparagus, and broccoli. Why would you eat Rice Krispies when you've got chicken, asparagus, and broccoli? I mean, that's like saying you got steak in the refrigerator, but I'm going to go eat McDonald's. Come on now. I will let you ladies bicker. Oh. I think I hear Bubbles running his weed eater. I've got the door shut because it's 80 degrees outside, and when it's 80 degrees with the doors, windows, and fans on, I'm good. But the Mrs. Nobody is not so resilient in the warmth. Rice Krispies, but they have weed infused in them. Oh, it's 4:20 here as well. A good cheesecake. Good cheesecake's a good way to make your ass fat. I made cheesecake once upon a time and could not believe oh my god, the amount of dairy. Well, I started going to culinary school. That was almost a finger. I started going to culinary school until I realized it was going to cost me nearly $60,000 to get a degree on how to cut onions. And we live in an era where there's so many online colleges and unaccredited colleges, and I mean, like, if your life's dream is to go to Harvard and get a doctor's degree or whatever, but more power to you. I was never that caliber of individual, student or financially. That works. I got those t-shirts the other day, hanging upstairs. Well, some of this needs to be cut down a bit more. No, I mean, in an era where everything is available on the internet, I mean, having the experience to do it, I mean, I don't know, a piece of paper that says you went to Grand Canyon University or some shit isn't going to guarantee that you're going to get a job over somebody who's got actual job experience, from what I've found. You know, and then what I found is I make better money doing what I do now than I would have if I'd have gotten a degree in culinary. And I don't know. If anybody's wondering, this is a zucchini. I'm a landscaper, Sherry. Yeah, well, a long time from that being legal in South Carolina, I can tell you that much. Even with all the fucking weird hippies around these parts, even with all the weirdo hipsters and like dudes in pink pants with twat knots wandering around in this area, I seriously doubt that, I mean, like, South Carolina will be in the 40s of states before that's legal, if I had to guess. I mean, the local and state lawmakers around these parts are still still very old school, conservative, Christian, Bible thumping. I mean, this is the Bible Belt. You know, more people go to church on Sunday than don't. I hope you're having a good day. Same in Kansas, but thankful for my son's friends. Yeah, no. Sadly, I don't know anybody here, and that's probably for the better. Keep myself out of trouble. Even though I get in no trouble when it's around, my luck, I would get in trouble transporting it. Where did that chef live at? Oh. This here is a Anaheim pepper. Looks very similar to a jalapeno, but it's red. Mild to medium heat, not too bad. We have a lot of greenhouses in our city where they've already started growing it. Lived in Nashville, but he was from Boston. I don't foresee any of these southern states, except for maybe, honestly, if I had to guess, maybe Texas being the being on the legalize the weed kick. Because although Texas is stereotypically cowboys and rednecks, they ain't stupid. They see money potential in front of them, and when they realize how much money these are, they're not cold, but they're not terrible hot. Now, the people in Texas, they see the potential to make money in it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were one of the next states to legalize it if they haven't already. Because there's good money to be made in it. I mean, hell, look at Colorado. They have a surplus of tax money. I did not, however, that frying pan is actually going to go, I'm going to give that frying pan to little nobody. I'm going to give it to her with the pretense of this is your brand new frying pan, because her mother has a convection stove and she wants to learn how to cook. So I'm going to give it to her with the pretense of like, this is your brand new frying pan, you take care of your frying pan. Kansas Grove is an asswipe. That's exciting. Now, I'm going to end up giving it to her for that, so that she can learn how to cook in it. That shit takes forever. Off here, have a great day. Dog had 10 puppies. Jesus. Hopefully she will put it to good use. You know, start with something brand new and take care of it. See how she does with taking care of it before I can decide, you know, where to go from there with her in the kitchen. I try to teach her how to cook, but she hasn't until this last weekend. She used to really enjoy being in the kitchen with me, but that kind of stopped. Up until this last weekend, I was in here and I made potatoes O'Brien for breakfast, and she came right in and like was interested and wanted to learn and was talking about, you know, the only few things that she's able to make for herself at her mother's house and this and that. And I'm like, well, check it out. You can make this. Like potatoes O'Brien is super easy. Super easy. I live in Texas, and personally it wouldn't bother me if it was legal, but seriously doubt. Well, I tell you what though, you people in Texas aren't stupid. You know, the TV might portray all you people as dumbass fucking cowboys, but I know that nothing is how it's portrayed on TV. As you know, I grew up in California, and it doesn't look a fucking thing like anything you've ever seen on TV where I grew up. So I understand that TV lies. There's a lot of tax money to be made. I mean, Colorado ain't too far away, and it's, you know, they're making the money. Oh, getting about down to the point where I'm going to cut some pork chops that are already cooked. Gotta cut that white part out of the pepper. It doesn't taste like anything. Hopefully do it without cutting your damn fingers off. Message retracted, message retracted. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Can't smoke, but I sure can cook with it. Okay. Got a guy here locally that I used to work for that sells peanut butter cups. They have a cooking course for children and teens at the local community center. I doubt it. I doubt her mother would even enroll her in it anyway. But she's here for the majority of the summer. I mean, she's going to be here for probably 2/3 of the summer. So if there's something to be learned about cooking, if she wants to learn it, I will break it down and tear it up for her. Alright, gotta find these pork chops. So Sunday, I had the fire going out in the backyard, and I grilled pork chops over some maple. Now mind you, it's just the wife and I here tonight, and all this is going to cook up into way more than we can eat this evening. But that way she can take some of it with her to work. Well, I just don't have any expectations of the lady. You know, I've known her for, let me think about this. This is March or April of 2018. I've known her for 13 years. My expectations are not too high. And she hasn't lived a whole lot to live up to. 8 gallons of blackberries over the weekends. Yeah, I wish there were somewhere around here to go pick wild blackberries, because the blackberries we get at the grocery store around here, they suck. Suck. They're them big, nasty, crunchy ones that say product of Canada or product of Mexico on them. That, you know, grown in a greenhouse somewhere. Which, nothing like buying the wild blackberry, or like picking, I won't say buying, but like picking the wild blackberries. When I was a kid in Northern California, I used to go up with my grandparents to a little town called Willow Creek off of the Highway 299 in Northern California, and we'd pick 5-gallon buckets of blackberries, and Grandma would make jam. The good old days. Just cutting the burnt fat sides of that. You know, leave it to me on a day that my doctor tells me I've got high cholesterol. Let's make some pork. However, in my defense, I cooked this on Sunday. Today's Tuesday. And we don't throw anything away around here unless we have to. Homemade jam is the best. Yeah, Grandma made good raspberry jam too. But raspberries and blackberries just grow wild in the Pacific Northwest where we're from. It's not like going out and spending $5.99 on a, depending on the week, for like raspberries, anywhere between, sometimes they go on sale for $2.99 and sometimes they're as much as like $5.99. 250 acres, and picked them only on 10 acres around the fence lines. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch more, because where they grow wild, they grow wild. I don't know where else in the world they grow wild. They sort of kind of pop up around here, but they're scraggly. Greenhouse strawberries from California up here, and they suck. Well, it depends on what part of California. The wrong time of year. If you're getting, well, they're getting picked green. I was gonna say, but if you're getting strawberries out of Salinas, California, because there's very little greenhouse anything coming out of California as far as produce is concerned that I'm aware of. I make a peach cobbler, because we can go pick up local southern peaches around these parts. No, I don't do greenhouse tomatoes either. Pork. There, I'm gonna ditch this cutting board into the sink. Bring this down here, because this is where I'm going to be. Alright. Yeah, wild blackberries. The strawberries are not quite ready. The wild plums won't be ready for another month or so. Gooseberries. Sounds interesting. Used to pick wild blackberries during the summer at my parents' camp growing up. They grew around the shale beds that were dredged out of the river in New York. We just got our garden planted. Hey Christine, do you follow my Facebook group, Christine Wilkerson? just out of curiosity. I may have had Saskatoon berries, but I don't know. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because I'm getting ready to either tonight or tomorrow to finish that model you sent me. I put some pictures of the engine up in the group last night a little bit. I don't know, if you saw the pictures. If you haven't, I'll go grab the body real quick if you give me a second, because I got the body ready to put clear coat on. I was surprised at how good the wood grain turned out. Like this is, whoop, off the camera. So this, I did the wood grain on that. Yeah, black vinyl top, all the chrome trim and what have you. It's just a few more things to get done with it before its final assembly. Alright, so for whatever reason this rice seems to be taking forever. Waiting on my pan to get hot. Well, I appreciate you sending it. But that wood grain is, let's see, I'm going to be 36. That's 30 years of building model cars, figuring out how to do that. Put these pork chops away. I opted out of the onion. There's actually some parsley from my mother's garden, but I made the decision I'm going sriracha and soy sauce instead of, I'm going to go with roasted garlic and herb. Oh, I need something to drink. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Thank you, Sherry. So once that gets a little bit hotter, olive oil. And the first thing I'm going to do is get the carrots, green beans, and okra in that pan, because they take longer to cook than the zucchini or the peppers. My most cherished model to do. Sadly, I'm a Mopar guy, and I'm gonna, well, take that back. There's two. Neither of which anybody will be able to find for a reasonable price, and if you send it to me in the mail, I'll be angry at you, so please just, one of them would be the brand would be Johan, and the car itself would be a 1966 Plymouth Fury model. Would be like a Holy Grail kit, but the last time I saw one of those, I think it was like 250 bucks, and they only come for sale like twice a year, maybe. The other of which would be the Revell company. Maybe it was Monogram. In the late 80s, they did an edition of Pro Street cars that were sponsored. You know, they said Hot Rod Magazine on the outside of the box, and there was a Pontiac J2000 model that they did in like 87, 88, 89 that I had as a kid that was way, way over my head complication-wise that I've seen now, and it's another one of those $150 kits that I can't justify. I don't get me wrong, I have some $150 kits on my shelf. I didn't pay that for them. I got them in an acquisition. I traded a bicycle for a whole bunch of them once upon a time, and yeah. All right. Okra, green beans, and carrots. Fuckers. Fuckers, fuckers, fuckers. Well, any real cars that there's a handful of cars that, I mean, I was a kid, and I want to say that, you know, my dad and I built, but in quotation marks, I kind of stood around and watched him build. As far as things that I built myself, I had a crashed 76 Volkswagen Beetle, and I bought a 59 Volkswagen Beetle body that had a smashed in roof, and it came along with a 65 Beetle and a 63 Beetle. The 63 Beetle had the full roof sunroof in it, but was rusted from the middle of the doors down, so we took the sunroof out of the top of the 63, cut the middle of the roof out of the 59, so excuse me, we put the roof out of the 63 into the 59, put the 59 body on a 76 pan, or floor pan, excuse me, and then it had fenders from a 65 on it, it had seats out of an 86 Cabriolet. It was interesting. I want to say I built that car for like $1,100. Good times. My favorite color, just call me Johnny Cash, I'm the man in black. My favorite color, I don't know, black, red. I thought we grew out of having favorite colors when we were like 13, right? 9, 7 maybe. Yeah, well, I had a pile of Volkswagens and I built one that ran out of it. And then I had a 92 Toyota truck that, oh yeah, well, what's up, Scott? Depends on your context of pink being my favorite color, but you know, there, Sherry. Anything going on exciting in Mr. Scott H's world? As you can see, I'm just cooking dinner. Cooking dinner and chatting. Sitting here watching the lake. That was my front yard. Yeah, no shit, right? It rained here bad yesterday. Like it rained something fierce all day long yesterday. And barbecue brisket, hey, sounds tasty. I got up this morning, you know, and I had a doctor's appointment. I figured I was going to go to the doctor, and then after work I would go to work. I still had probably 2 foot of water in the ditch in front of my house, so there was not going to go try to landscape on Folly Beach. That grass will all still be there tomorrow, you know. Barbecue brisket. First time I had barbecue brisket, I was at my pastor's house when I was about 10. A good recipe for hamburger without tomatoes and maybe some cheese. Oh yeah. Well, hamburger without tomatoes. I mean, you can make beef stroganoff. That's essentially hamburger, egg noodles, and sour cream, a little bit of milk. Really easy to make. However, we don't I mean, we do dairy in this house, but not a quantity of liquid dairy like that. Meat. I don't know what to tell you if you don't like meat. Woohoo! She's not here. She's still still on our way home. At the moment, I'm waiting for the carrots, the okra, and the green beans to get a little bit cooked before I add the rest of the stuffs in there. Well, then I suggest you go eat a patty of tofu. I don't know what to tell you. If you're not into meat or dairy, I mean, hell, what are you going to eat? I don't know. Yeah, chicken. No, we do dairy just in limited quantities. Okra's tasty if it's cooked right, but I don't know, Sherry. Perhaps you should try some other meats. There's plenty of tasty cows and pigs out there. Plenty of tasty cows and pigs and deer and rabbits and ducks and turkeys and elk especially is quite tasty. I just don't particularly get any of it on this side of the country. I can get venison from my neighbor, but I get no, yeah, bacon. I mean, I know how to cook vegan, I just prefer not to. But, I mean, I prefer my food to have some flavor. Alright, so zucchini and green bell pepper going in with diced Anaheim pepper. It's amazing, you throw the dishes in the more rare the better. Thanks, my grandparents. I refuse to eat meat. Well, just because they didn't cook it right doesn't mean you shouldn't eat it. You know, like if you based everything that you ate in your life on how your grandparents cooked it for you, I'd still be eating I'd still be eating butter and pickle sandwiches if I based everything I ate off of what my grandparents cooked when I was a kid. But, you know. Well, there goes your social life, Sherry. Because, I mean, if you don't eat meat, you don't like the smell of it, there goes your social life. Huh? Good Lord. Oh, I don't even think she gets it. Oh, don't think she gets it. So, this is pre-cooked on a fire made with maple. Yep. I swallow things. Hi, Quiff. Man, it's just okra, green beans, zucchini, green peppers, Anaheim peppers, carrots, a little bit of rice for me. Question is, what do you swallow there, I swallow? Nice little play on words there. Alright, so here comes the part where I probably lose half of you. Actually, I forgot an ingredient. Stir-fried apple cabbage, peppers, and onions. Hey, that sounds tasty. Alright, that still smells good. Black bean sauce with garlic. If you like broccoli beef, you will enjoy that. However, sriracha. Black bean paste. of soy sauce. Mix that together well. Add your pork chops. It's going to cool the pan down for a minute. Yeah, black bean sauce is where it's at. I don't want this to burn. I still got it on. I used to eat meat, but the last few years just can't do it anymore. It's all right. Thank you for sending. Any other meat? I can't eat pork chops. Sure. Chicken. Anything that you can do with pork chops, you can do with chicken. I mean, literally, or steak for that matter. Literally, anything you can do with pork chops, you can do with chicken or steak. There's no reason that you couldn't. These happen to be pre-cooked. We had the fire going this weekend, and if I got a fire going, I got a grill going over the top of the fire, and yeah, so cooked up some pork chops. Let's see. Need more sriracha. Nope, not cat. If you look, here's the kitty. Come on, get in here. Okay? It's not the kitty. You coming, shithead? There, you stay out there. Yeah. Something else that you can do, if you're not a big fan of the black bean paste in this, you can use hoisin sauce. No, it's not a different cat. That is bitch kitty at her finest. Alright, so I'm going to call this done for the moment. And while I am waiting for the wife to get here, yeah, my kitty is adorable, but she's a pain in the ass. There she comes, photobombing in the cat door. Maybe not. Potentially enough coffee for the missus and I, while I'm waiting on her to get here. I don't have a lid for that big pan, so I just throw a baking sheet over the top of it. And yeah, my cat comes when I whistle for it as well. So this will be the last few minutes of this here. Anybody's got any questions or wants to talk about anything? It's old percolator style, but this is like a espresso percolator thing. It's not old school. It's different. At least it's different than the old school camping percolator that I had at one point in my life. Well, you want to know the difference there, Stephanie Williams? Do you see that door down there? My cat goes out that door and shits in the yard, and my house doesn't smell like cats. And I don't have to clean a cat box. Furthermore, my cat doesn't even shit in my yard. My cat shits in my neighbor's yard. I've had kitties like that, Scott. She knows where she eats, so she comes back in. Now, my, well, cats aren't stupid. You know what I mean? Like, they know where they eat. Oh, you probably like my neighbor's big old Rottweiler from that video the other day. Alright, grab a couple of bowls. Yeah, rice is good to go. How long have you had her? That's a good question. My wife and I have been married almost 5 years, and I want to say we got her when we'd been married like maybe 6 or 8 months. Yeah, no shit, right? So we've had that cat, I'll say at least 3 years. Not sure if we've had her 4. Yeah, but that requires that you scoop the shit from the box is the problem. I don't want to scoop the shit from the box. It's like I don't want to have any more babies because I'm done changing diapers. I don't want to have to deal with another animal's shit ever again. But, you know, that's just me. Just like the people who walk around in my neighborhood with these big old dogs, you know, carrying a bag of shit on their wrist. Nope. Not me. I will be that irresponsible pet owner if I had a dog that would let them shit in your yard. That's, I don't pick up shit. I do not. However, I'd like to think if I had a dog, it would be smart enough to know which neighbor's yard to shit in. No, I don't ever want to change a poopy diaper ever again. Kind of comes out looking like a black bean burger. Isn't that exciting? Vegan black bean burgers. Alright, guys. The missus is going to be here at any time now. Yeah, we got her from the shelter, hence the clipped ear. So, I'm going to get this camera out of the way and turn this off. We may or may not. Yeah. Alright, hold on. And that'd be, yeah, leftover stir fry in a sense. Look in the pan. Alright, folks, thanks for tuning in and all that jazz. And you all know what's coming, right? See you later, fuckers.